In part 7 of this Fire Emblem 6 run where chat picks my units, we are starting to get into the mid-game of Binding Blade. The stream begins with some adorable Ninja Oboro fan art. We get a lot of that, she's very popular for some reason. And then it's time to head into the desert. Out first on the bench squad today is the long-awaited Cecilia replacement, Finor. Chat trolls me and decides to give me the worst class possible. But it actually turns out that Cecilia is kinda good in general. To take pity on her, we decide not to halve her growth rates, and it actually makes this unit sort of viable? It's not a unit that will break the game or anything, but considering this used to be Cecilia, one of the worst pre-promotes in Binding Blade, I'd say it's a definite improvement. Well, except for the fact that it's a freaking desert chapter, and Finor can only move one space at a time. Still, his combat is not bad, and with these growth rates, he actually does have some potential if trained. Let's hope nothing bad happens to him. And then it's time to see who was unlucky enough to get the Sophia replacement. And turns out it's Cassiel the Priest. Chat whines and cries until they succeed in convincing me to turn her into a growth unit, which will actually make this unit insane once trained. Well, once she's done healing 2,000 times, that is. Luckily, Chat also convinced me to give her a torch staffer in her inventory, which I consider almost borderline cheating, because we just turned Sophia into something actual good, and that should be a war crime. Jump gets a little overconfident and attempts to pick a fight with a dragon, and he finds himself a bit in over his head. And just as I think I'm able to get him to safety, I completely forget about the ambush spawn bandits. And as a result, I not only lose out on Albion, who has been here since the start, but Finor also falls to a very angry brigand. Rip in pieces. Fuck. After carrying around a pair of boots for the entire chapter, Blimpy decides to go rogue and put them on, turning himself into an 8-move thief.
After all, why not? Why shouldn't I keep it?
Towards the end of the chapter, I actually risk running out the clock as I'm closing in on 25 turns, which deprives me of the Gaiden, so I have to really leg it because I really want the good ending. I send DS Not in to kill the boss, but he's surprisingly durable and it takes me way too long. And then chat reminds me that I've forgotten about the warp staff. So I use Milkers to pick up Blimpy and I drop him off to the south. But I forget that there's a freaking mana keep there. I send Nohime in and try to kill it with a lucky crit, but fail. So sadly, I have to seize the throne before I can get it. After an incredibly cultured waifu review, it's time for the stupid-ass water temple. And I don't even have the warp staff, so I can't skip it. And oh my god, I absolutely hate this chapter so much. It might just be the worst one in the entire game. You basically have no choice but to soak a million bolting tomes, and the stupid water paths disappear under you all the time, trapping your units. Luckily, I have Milkers, who is a flyer, and she makes short work out of the... God fucking damn it. On a side note, I do bring Natalie to this chapter and she's actually doing pretty well. I kill the boss, seize the throne, and we move on to the next chapter. And we get some fan art of a dead unit. And some very wholesome drawerinos by everyone's favorite artist, Nit. Aw, look at those guys, they look so happy. Chapter 15 rolls in and we finally meet the Percival replacement. And we get to see who the most busted unit in a run will be. And it's, you know what? I'm okay with this. This character can bully me all she wants. No, I do not have a humiliation. So what happens when you take Percival and you turn him into a swordmaster? Well, you get Nagatoro, a unit that breaks the game in little tiny pieces, just like she breaks Senpai's confidence. Now I will say that I think OG Percival is probably a little bit better than this, since he's got a mount and commands the entire weapon triangle, but I still enjoy getting a unit that is basically the equivalent to a pre-promoted Rutger that you get for absolutely no cost, and that is absolutely incredible. On a side note, I will say that the creator actually was pretty smart here by giving her only a 50% speed and 100% defense growth, because it's the only two stats she really needs. Everything else is just fine the way it is. Then we come to the Igren replacement, Rohan the Halberdier. This would have been an absolutely insane unit were it not for the fact that his creator decided to give him the freaking Speed Bane. Why? Why would you put a Speed Bane on this unit? Like seriously, he was so good. He could have had speed enough to not get doubled by stuff. Now he will get doubled by stuff. So congratulations, you turned this unit into an absolute Actually, I take that back. This unit is actually pretty good, because halberdiers are busted. And up next is the Garrett replacement Helena. I was very hyped for this unit, not only because it's a blonde sniper, but it's the blonde sniper with 51 base HP and 19 strength. And that sounds really good on paper. But turns out a sniper that doesn't reliably double things is kinda hard to work with and not all that great. But still, 51 base HP, man, this waifu can take a pounding. Strike that. Okay, I'm gonna edit that out. Because there are so many different types of units in this hack and so few promotion items to go around, we decide to let the shops sell promotion items for a price. They're expensive, but we finally get to promote Coin, who instantly caps her speed upon promotion. Jesus Christ, look at this unit. Then Ninja Oboro finally becomes good after like 10 chapters of intense grinding. I knew it would pay off. And Bethany puts on a nice dress and becomes a sage. As we close in on the castle gate, I forget about the ambush spawns, and it turns out that Rohan will not answer Gondor's call today. Sorry, guys. And with that, the chapter ends, and I can't wait to go on to the next stream and see who replaces Fa. God damn it, chat.